Okay guys, be honest. Should I get this dress? Or... hold on, let's see if I can find it. Or this dress.
I think the first dress for sure. Which one did you like?
So don't even talk to me unless you put beans somewhere that seemingly it wouldn't belong.
Okay, well, an extremely disturbing and sick bombshell just dropped about Doctor Strange actress Zara Phythian. Chick is a full-blown Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine. I'll tell you also about the latest uphill battle Johnny Depp is facing in his defamation trial against Amber Heard. There's a brand new show that's destined to win awards. I am adding it to your homework pile. And, of course, the Freak of the Week. I'm Alex Clark, and this is POPlitics. Everyone is talking about the Doctor Strange sequel right now, but did you watch the first 2016 Doctor Strange? Do you remember the brunette zealot played by Zara Phythian?
A world beyond time.
Well, that chick and her husband, Victor Mark, were both just convicted in Nottingham Crown Court of sexually assaulting and abusing a 13-year-old girl together over a 3-year period. What? The girl told the court that she was abused between 2005 and 2008 and that Zara, who was in her early 20s at the time, gave her a ton of rum and then taught her how to give oral sex to her husband. Over the next 3 years, the two of them would sexually abuse the girl and even film it. Zara denies everything, and she was even crying when the verdict came down. According to the New York Post, prosecutor Nicole Hepburn said the case was all the more appalling because the pedophile pair denied their actions, instead blaming the victims and accusing them of lying. But thanks to the brave victims' evidence, the Marks themselves have been exposed as the true liars.
Sick to my stomach.
I'm actually starting to wonder if it's a criteria of getting into Hollywood to be a pedophile, or in this case, a hebephile, as our friend Jim Clementi would say, since these offenders hurt a pubescent child.
I'm going to jail!
Johnny Depp this week has been in Europe enjoying a little break from the trial. They resume Monday, but Johnny is facing somewhat of an uphill battle in his defamation lawsuit against Amber Heard.
And I was walking out of the bedroom, slapped me across the face. I turned to look at him. And I said, Johnny, you hit me. You just hit me.
According to the New York Post, experts say there is another level to this lawsuit that people don't realize. The fact that Johnny is a celebrity is actually going to possibly hurt him because with public figures like Johnny Depp or Amber Heard, you need to go beyond proving that statements were false. You have to show that they were made with actual malice. In this article on the New York Post, they went in to explain that actual malice is a legal standard, that a false statement had to have been made knowing it was untrue or had to have been made recklessly, meaning the person didn't bother to check whether their statement was true.
My dog stepped on a bee.
Here's my prediction. I think the trial is gonna be a wash. Neither Amber or Johnny will get any money. Johnny, I think, knows it's gonna be a wash, but I think Johnny wanted to go through this process publicly to get revenge on Amber for that BS article and get a name back for himself so that he can continue on with his career. I think it was a strategic PR move on his part, and I don't think that he really cares about getting $50 million from her. So you know what? May the best pirate win.
Good morning, Starshine. The Earth says hello.
Do you know who the James Decker family is? There's Jesse and Eric, Sydney and her husband Anthony, and then there's John, who's married to Allie. John is Jesse and Sydney's brother. Him and his wife Allie are influencers. And already with that, of course, there's scrutiny, but for them, there is this whole other level of hate and obsession because they're related to Jesse James and Eric Decker. There has been very public family drama between all of them, rumors of infidelity with Allie and John. Allie and John have been accused of child abuse and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's pretty safe to say, I think, that they are one of the most scandalous influencer couples out there right now. So I had to have them on the spillover to ask about all of these rumors one by one and learn more about who they are and what they believe. This episode is out now on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Am I allowed to say that Hulu is arguably coming out with better original content than Netflix right now? Yes. I think I can. Except, am I the only one who thinks their format or operating system is atrocious? I don't know if that's the right word or not, like when I say format, because I'm talking about the fact that the next episode doesn't automatically start playing whenever you finish one. And also, why can't you skip intros? I have to watch the whole theme song or the whole opening credits or whatever, and I can't even skip it.
My life is more difficult than anyone else's on the planet, and yes, I'm including starving children, so don't ask!
Anyways, I'm talking about Hulu because I have been binging the new show Candy, starring Jessica Biel, a true crime show about the 1980 murder of Betty Gore.
Candy, what brings you here?
I spoke to the police.
Axe murder.
That's an ambulance chaser.
He's a showman, loves attention.
Objection, objection, object to this, object again.
This show is so good. I didn't even want to come to work today because I just wanted to stay home and keep watching. And Jessica Biel, in my opinion, is giving the best performance of her life. So, so good. This is your new homework assignment. Add it to the list.
Actually, I wasn't aware that we had an assignment.
Do we have any Little House on the Prairie stands? I mean, I don't really know, maybe not, but if yes, and even if you're not, you're really gonna love Laura Ingalls, AKA the star, Melissa Gilbert, even more. She basically is channeling her inner Morgan Zeggers and has moved to the New York Catskills, where she and her husband have slowed down their lives, embraced the outdoors, and are living a life totally opposite of Hollywood. I mean, is this not every homesteader CUTEservative's dream? Melissa said, our lives are simple now, and there's a sweetness to that simplicity. And with that simplicity comes a real love for stillness and living my life in a peaceful place. She admitted that even though she grew up in LA, there was always something in her that loved the outdoors and simplicity. And it kind of sounds like after years spent losing herself in the industry, she has definitely found her happy place in a plot of land. And you know what? I'm here for it, and life imitates art, does it not? CUTEservatives, if you could homestead, have land, garden, do all the outdoorsy things anywhere in the United States, where would you choose? I think I would have to do Montana. No. Wyoming. No. Yes.
Well, I just had got done feeding my chickens, watering them and stuff, and
it's time for Freak of the Week. Sing to me, Benjamin.
I said certified freak. Freak. 7 days a week.
Former head of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, took to none other than Twitter to admit that he and the platform were wrong to ban former President Trump. I just can't take it!
Huh? What?
He said, generally, permanent bans are a failure of ours and don't work. And that it was a business decision and it shouldn't have been.
Yeah, no shit.
Then this guy had the audacity to say, I'm saying a corporation should not have to make this decision in the first place. Not for something as important as public conversation. I mean, I can't! No kidding, Jack! This is what conservatives were so freaking concerned about last year, you idiot! I'm sorry. Stuff like this just makes me so angry. You know what? I'm glad that you've had this great enlightenment, Jack, now that you've had some time off. But how about making public conversation important when you're actually in charge of it? Like, you legit shut down the voice of a world leader and a ton of people were celebrating it that you worked for, that you were in charge of, okay? This guy is a joke, and it's why he is our Freak of the Week. Maybe the month, maybe even the year. You know what? Let's just go out with a bang. You're not fooling us. Clearly you knew that this was the wrong decision to ban President Trump from Twitter when you were in charge of Twitter. So when you decided to leave because you started getting cold feet, wondering, you know what, maybe I'm participating in something that's really, really bad for culture and society by working here and censoring people and, you know, inhibiting people's free speech, why didn't you unblock him before you stepped down? You could have done that right before you left, but instead you're a coward who only will say this and admit this after the fact.
Stoner bashing time.
Okay, you better heart this episode or thumbs it up because I'm probably gonna lose my voice from screaming so much. Don't forget that your new homework this weekend is to watch Candy on Hulu. What is your personal prediction for how the Johnny Depp trial will end? And if you have listened to the latest episode of The Spillover, what are your thoughts on it? We need all of the tea. DM this episode to somebody who is obsessed with Jessie James Decker and her family and ask them if they knew this episode was out. Click the save button on this episode. Also, thank you. Come again. We're back Monday for one more time at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, because we're doing this week-long trial run to see if you guys are liking 6 p.m. Eastern better or 4 p.m. Eastern better. And then we will decide if on Tuesday next week we will keep this going or if we'll go back to 4 p.m. We'll let you know. It's pop culture without the propaganda every single day. I'm Alex Clark, and this is POPlitics.
Clearly, POPlitics is best served visually, but you can also listen to POPlitics if you just want the audio. Subscribe to us anywhere you get your podcasts: Apple, Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn, and more. Also, make sure that if you are listening to the podcast version, you leave us a 5-star review. And don't forget, subscribe to POPlitics on YouTube.